Every shotgun in Treyarch Zombies on high rounds. Let's go. The first shotgun we are going to be taking a look at is going to be the M1897 Trench Gun, or when upgraded to the Gut Shot. First available in Nocturne Toten and available on every single World of War Zombies map. You can either purchase this via the mystery box or buy it right off the wall. And once you have this thing fully upgraded, you're going to get that damage boost. The fire rate will stay the same, so double tap is going to be a must. The magazine size will increase from 6 to 10, but the overall ammo it holds is going to stay 60. So when you upgrade it, you're just going to really get the damage boost and a tad more ammo, and you will reload a little bit faster. Now the trench gun is a pretty solid weapon, especially when it comes to hellhounds. As we all know in World at War, hellhounds are a little finicky, and the trench gun is definitely a good problem solver for that. Now, once you get up to the higher and higher rounds, it becomes less and less effective. On round 50, you're going to be taking about 6 shots to just kill one zombie, which isn't terrible. There are definitely way worse weapons out there, but considering it's a pump action, it might take a while. But on early rounds, I think the trench gun is a very solid weapon, especially, like I said, when those hellhounds start to get a little annoying, the trench gun really does some great work with them. The other big daddy shotgun we have in World at War is going to be the double-barreled shotgun, or when upgraded to the 24-bore long range. And similar to the trench gun, this is also available via wall buy and or the mystery box. Now compared to the trench gun, this is definitely stronger. Once you upgrade it, it's going to put out a lot of damage. The fire rate will be staying the same once you pack punch it. Magazine size and the overall ammo it does carry also stays the same. The only thing you really get is more range, faster reload, and much higher damage. And honestly, I think the double bubble shotgun is very, very slept on. It is way more powerful than the trench gun, and it's a lot faster. Well, in a way, well, like fire rate wise, because you do have to reload like after every 2 shots, and if you don't have speed cola, that can get very annoying. But on round 50, compared to the trench gun, this will take about 4 to 5 shots, while the trench gun is more like 6. And similar to the trench gun, this is also a wall weapon, so ammo is always available. I just really think that since you can only shoot 2 before you have to keep reloading, that really probably turned a lot of people off. But this weapon is very powerful, and I think everyone should go back and give it a chance. If you were to ask me which one would I pick between the double barrel and the trench gun, I'm going double bubble shotgun every single day. It is surprisingly powerful. The last shotgun we have in World at War Zombies is going to be the sawed off double barrel shotgun. Now unfortunately this was never on Reese, so it cannot be pack punched, so showing you this on round 50, kind of pointless, but it does come with a grip, and it can be bought off the wall and can also be attained via the mystery box. And for a close quarters gun, it really doesn't get too much better than the sawed-off double-barreled shotgun. Sadly, like I said, no pack-a-punch, so we really never got to see this thing in all of its glory, but I still love it, man. This is one of my go-tos on Nocturne Toten. It's in a really good spot, and it kicks a lot of ass. So make sure next time you're playing some old-school zombies, not to sleep on these double-barreled shotguns, because they're actually pretty good. Moving over to Black Ops 1, we got a lot more shotguns with this game. One of the shotguns we got introduced to is a wall weapon called the Stakeout, being a very expensive shotgun costing you 1,500 points and available on every single Black Ops 1 map. There's not too many guns in zombies that I absolutely despise, but the Stakeout is definitely one of them. Compared to all the other shotguns, I feel like this one is just lagging so far behind, and it costs so much off the wall. I can't stand it. This might be my bias showing, but I think this thing's a piece of crap. Once upgraded to the raid, you're going to get a damage increase. It will remain a pump action. You will get a fire rate increase. You will get a magazine size increase, and you will get an overall ammo increase. And when you reload, instead of reloading 1 shell at a time, you reload 2 shells at a time, so you get a faster reload. So overall, once you upgrade, you get higher damage, more range, larger magazine, more ammo, and you reload 2 shells at once, and they throw on a grip, because why not? Now, all of that sounds good, but I just hate this gun so much. I don't know why. In my opinion, it's not as effective as a lot of other weapons. Like, to be honest, upgraded-wise, I'd rather have the Olympia than the Stakeout. I'm just not a fan of this weapon. I never see any reason to get it with that expensive price tag, and it being a shotgun, and it being decent. And on high rounds, it does virtually nothing. Well, to be fair, in this gun's defense, nothing does anything on high rounds on Black Ops 1. But I couldn't even get 1 kill with this thing, so just avoid it. Just don't get it. There's a lot of other wall weapons out there. This one ain't for you, champ. But the shotgun that is going to be for you is going to be the Spaz 12. Now this weapon is unfortunately not available via a wall buy, you can only get it from the mystery box. And there's probably a good reason for that, it's pretty damn good. Once you upgrade this bad boy to the Spaz 24, you're going to get that damage increase. You will go from semi-automatic to fully automatic. The fire rate will be remaining the same. You will get a major magazine increase and a major overall ammo increase. And that reload speed just becomes virtually non-existent. So this thing is just the definition of speed. And like I said before, all Black Ops 1 guns really do suck on high rounds. They just do. I love Black Ops 1 to death, but these guns are poopy once you get to high rounds. And that's a blessing and also a curse. It makes, the game a lot harder, but it also makes all the guns virtually useless. I was able to get some kills, and that's saying a lot, especially on Black Ops 1, so that kind of goes to show you how good the Spaz 12 actually is. If I'm able to get some kills with it on a high round, come on, that's got to be worth something. Out of all the shotguns on Black Ops 1, this one is definitely one of my favorites, but it's not my go-to. I feel like I always run through ammo with it because it's an automatic and because that fire rate's so fast and it reloads so fast. You run through ammo incredibly quick. So in my opinion, I don't like to use it to progress through the round. I like to have it as my secondary gun in case I get into trouble or I need to run around the map. In my opinion, that's what this thing excels at. Now, one of my favorite shotguns in this game is going to be the HS-10, or when upgraded to Typhoid and Mary. You go from a single shotgun that's mediocre to dual-wield shotguns once you upgrade it. I don't know what more you want, but this is definitely it. Once upgraded, naturally you get the damage increase, and plus you have 2 guns for the price of 1. That's the America I want to live in. It's going to remain semi-automatic. The fire rate will also remain the same. The magazine size will go up, overall ammo will go up, and its reload speed is infinitely faster. And I think the HS-10 might be my favorite shotgun in the game. I absolutely love them. Typhoid and Mary are so underrated, and I feel like everyone just slept on them, and it does not get the recognition it actually deserves because these things are very powerful and very, very useful. The only complaint similar to the Spaz 12 is I feel like I run through ammo so fast because of that fire rate, and because it's dual wield, ammo is virtually non-existent when you use these things. So similar to the Spaz 12, have it as a secondary gun, but when it comes to that role, I feel like these are just way better than the Spaz 12. Because it's dual wield, you have so much more power, and you have so much more spread that literally anything on your screen is going to get hit. So if there's one gun in this entire video that I recommend you to go back and start using a lot more, it's the HS-10. Unupgraded wise, nothing special, but upgraded wise, Typhoid and Mary goes pretty damn hard. The last major player in the shotgun industry that we got in Black Ops 1 is going to be the starting room weapon itself, the Olympia. And I'm here to settle the debate over M14 versus Olympia. And it goes a little something like this. Unupgraded wise, you got to give it to the M14. You get way more points, headshots, and you just have more shots, and it's just better. Unupgraded wise, the M14 is just better. But who cares about the unupgraded version? This is the real world. We only want the final finished product. So upgraded wise, Hades is infinitely better than the M14's upgraded version. The Amnesia, or whatever it's called, see, doesn't even have a cool name. But all jokes aside, the Olympia, once upgraded to the Hades, is a force to be reckoned with. It's definitely not the best shotgun in the game, but it's also not the worst. I would rather have this than the Stakeout any day. But once upgraded, you're going to get that major damage increase, but unfortunately, it's still going to remain semi-automatic. It's going to keep the same fire rate. You will also only be able to shoot 2 before you have to reload, but you will get more ammo and a faster reload speed. And the best part, you will get Dragon's Breath. So now you're shooting out fire. And I know you little pyromaniacs out there love fire, so this is awesome. But I would never see myself using this gun to even come remotely close to high rounds because that's just not what it's good for. And I really don't ever see myself just upgrading it in general. It is a wall weapon, so ammo is constantly available, but I'd rather have a lot of other weapons than this. You can maybe get a kill or 2 on round 50 if you can manage to keep shooting the same zombie over and over and over again, but because you only have 2 shots, then you gotta reload, 2 shots, then you gotta reload. That zombie has a very high chance of slipping back into the horde, and now guess what? Now you have a new zombie you're gonna keep shooting over and over and over again. So I don't think the Olympia is the worst shotgun, but I don't think it's the best. I think it's a pretty mid-tier shotgun, and I'm completely fine with that. The last 2 kind of side shotguns that we have in Black Ops 1 are going to be the World at War revamps. We got the trench gun again and the double barrel, and they behave pretty much spot on to their World at War counterparts. There's really not much of a difference. I think the health system changed a little bit, especially when it comes to dog rounds from World War to Black Ops 1. So I think Black Ops 1 zombies are a little bit stronger, but overall they behave very, very similar to their World War counterparts. And if you're wondering where the AUG shotgun attachment is, like once you upgrade the AUG, you get the shotgun underbarrel. Wait till the end of the video. I'm gonna have a whole section full of weird stuff like that for you. So on to Black Ops 2. Now with Black Ops 2, things are going to pick up a little bit because now we got introduced to Double Tap 2.0. And if you do not know what that does, it basically, in a way, doubles your gun's damage. For every bullet you shoot, 2 will come out. So in essence, it doubles every gun's damage that it applies to. So naturally, that's going to make every gun last a little bit longer and do a little bit better on higher rounds. And for Black Ops 2, we got 4 main shotguns. The first one we're going to be taking a look at is the S12, a semi-automatic shotgun that is actually pretty decent on early rounds. The only real complaint that I have with it is the lack of ammo, and even upgraded-wise, it still is very lacking. But once you upgrade the S12 to the synthetic dozen, you're going to get that damage increase. It will remain semi-automatic and keep the same fire rate and the same magazine size. But you will get a total ammo increase, but only of 20. This thing really just doesn't carry that much ammo, especially for being a pretty fast semi-automatic. But once you upgrade it, you will also get the fast mags attachment, and you can repack a punch it to get a reflex sight and or a long barrel. And in my opinion, this is probably the most lacking of all of these shotguns. It's a fairly solid early round shotgun, but on round 50, you really can't tell the difference between like this and the Spaz 12 from Black Ops 1. It just doesn't do enough to justify it, and it essentially has like no ammo. So you're gonna find that this thing is pretty worthless on mid to high rounds. The next shotgun we got is going to be a wall weapon, and that's going to be the Remington 870 MCS. And besides grabbing it off the wall, in Origins you can actually get it from a dig pile, so you can essentially get it for free. And this is a very, very solid shotgun, just all around. It's really good. Once you upgrade it to the refitted 870 mechanical cranium sequencer, you're going to get, of course, the damage increase, your magazine size will get an increase, and your overall ammo will get an increase. And to give you an example, the upgraded Remington has 10 in its quote-unquote magazine and 70 in stock, compared to the synthetic dozen, which has 10 in its magazine and 50 in stock. So you can just kind of see the ammo discrepancy there, especially when the Remington is also a wall weapon. So once you upgrade it, you're going to get more ammo, larger magazine, more damage, improved hipfire accuracy, and a faster pump action. So this thing will be incredibly quick, and you can also repack punch it to get a reflex sight. And for a wall weapon shotgun, this might be one of the greats. It is pretty freaking solid. Once you get up to the higher rounds, like round 50 plus, it really does fall off. But mid rounds, this thing is probably one of the GOATs. That insane fire rate and that reload speed, and it's a wall weapon. It is definitely an amazing choice and can do some wonders against boss zombies. The next shotgun we got is only available on Origins, and you can only get it from the box, and that is going to be the KSG. And it's a real shame that this was really only on Origins, because this shotgun, in my opinion, is the best. Carrying a pretty good amount of ammo and being able to deal a lot of damage on high rounds, it's going to be able to get a lot of kills. Once upgraded to the Mistmaker, you're going to get that damage increase. It will remain a pump action. You're going to get that magazine size increase and the overall ammo increase, and reloading a lot faster. Now, where this gun shines is headshots. If you can go for headshots, you'll find that you're able to get a lot of kills on high rounds. On early rounds, it just absolutely demolishes them. But on round 50, as long as you keep aiming for the head, you'll notice that after a couple shots, you're going to start to take out more and more zombies. That's why I think this is one of the GOATs, especially on high rounds, because it doesn't take out the zombies quick, but it will take out a lot, especially over time, and it carries a really good amount of ammo, so the KSG is just absolutely perfect. I just wish it was in all the maps in Black Ops 2, because imagine like using this thing against Brutus or something like that. You just wouldn't even stand a chance because this weapon is just that good. And in case you are doubting me, with like double tap and headshots, this thing is a pretty solid one-shot until like round 31. There's not too many guns that can say that they can do that, and this is definitely one of them. The last shotgun that we got is going to be the M1216, which is definitely slept on. I think a lot of people write this gun off because of how it kind of operates, but it's actually really, really good. Being available from the mystery box and very similar to the Remington and Origins, you can also dig it up from the dig piles. Now, the M1216, or when upgraded to the Mesmerizer, is going to be surprisingly good. Like, it's going to astonish you how good this thing is on high rounds. To me, it seems like everyone disregards it and just thinks of it as some crappy shotgun, when in reality, it's pretty damn powerful. So once you upgrade the M1216 to the Mesmerizer, you're going to get a massive damage increase. It's going to be automatic, but the unupgraded version will shoot 4 shots before you have to rechamber, and the upgraded version will be 6. And your magazine size is going to increase, and your overall ammo will also increase. On round 50, you can get a pretty decent amount of kills with the M1216. I don't think you'd get enough as the KSG, but I definitely think you'll get more than the Remington and the S12. With it being automatic, that high rate of fire, and all that ammo, it's just no wonder that this thing turned out really good, and for some reason is just very slept on. Now, the last shotgun that we have in Black Ops 2 is going to be the revamped Olympia. And again, very similar to the trench gun and double barrel, behaves very similar to the Black Ops 1 version. Of course, it's a little bit better now that you have double tap 2.0, so it's actually going to be able to do something on round 50, but you're not going to be blown away. It's not going to be up there with the KSG or the M1216 or anything like that, but it will definitely perform a lot better than the Black Ops 1 counterpart, thanks to double tap 2.0. Now, moving on to Black Ops 3, we got introduced to a whole new attachment system. Compared to the Black Ops 2 version, where some guns can be repack-a-punched and you'll get a random attachment, Black Ops 3 actually lets you pick and choose, so you can really customize your weapon to how you like to play. And with this system, it kind of really made every gun not viable for high rounds, but much better. So the first shotgun we're going to be taking a look at is the KRM-262, and this thing is just fast as shit. Unupgraded wise, honestly, it's not my favorite shotgun. I definitely love like all the other ones more than this. But I mean, hell, for a wall weapon that only costs 750, it's not too bad, especially when you look at the stakeout from Black Ops 1 costing 1500, but I digress. Once you upgrade this thing to the Dagon's Glare, you are going to get that massive damage increase, you're going to get more ammo in the magazine, more ammo in stock, you're going to reload a lot faster, and with the right attachments and double tap, even though this thing stays a pump action, it sure as hell don't look like it. It looks like it's semi-automatic with how fast this thing is moving. Now, on higher rounds, it's not the strongest weapon to use against zombies. I definitely think that it's one of the better weapons to use against boss zombies, especially like the Panzer or the Margwa. It'll get you some kills, but it's definitely not the best shotgun for that. And it really doesn't carry that much ammo. I know it's a wall weapon, but it's carrying like some Black Ops 1 numbers. But still saying that, I love it, and for a 750 point wall weapon that can be pack-a-punched into this badass, it's definitely worth it. Now, the next shotgun, the 205 Brecci, one of those two, is the complete opposite of the KRM. It is a semi-automatic, but way slower. This thing trades out speed for overall power. On round 50, it's only going to take you about 5 shots to take out one zombie, and if you hoard them all up and are shooting multiple, you're going to be able to take out way more than just one. Now, unfortunately, this thing is not a wall weapon, but it makes up for that in the amount of ammo it carries. Unupgraded wise, it carries way more ammo than majority of other shotguns in this video. And once you pack-a-punch it into the Stellar Screech, it gains even more. It's going to get way more ammo, way more damage. The fire rate is pretty much going to be the exact same. It's going to be kind of slow, but I definitely think it's worth it for how good it is on higher rounds, and even against boss zombies, it's still very effective. So the Brecci, in my opinion, is definitely one of the better shotguns, especially when you're looking at like just straight power. Now, the next shotgun is also going to be a box weapon, and that is going to be the Haymaker 12, or when upgraded to the Shoe Shining 100. This is going to be a fully automatic shotgun that is, in my opinion, one of the GOATs. If you're going for headshots, this thing's going to be a one-shot up until like round 33, 34, and there's not a lot of snipers and zombies that can say that, and those things are supposed to be putting out like some of the most damage, so you know this thing means business. Once you upgrade the Haymaker, you're going to get, of course, the damage increase. It will stay fully automatic. You're going to get a magazine size increase and an overall ammo increase. Like the ammo in this thing from unupgraded to upgraded virtually almost doubles. Compared to like a lot of other shotguns we've seen in this list, gain like 20 or 30, this thing gains like almost 100. And I think where this thing really shines is that it's fully automatic and it has such a fast fire rate and also doing a lot of damage that bosses, zombies, whatever it is in front of you, just spam it. Just hold down the trigger, let this thing go brrr, and whatever's in front of you is just immediately going to be destroyed. Out of all the shotguns we have seen so far, this is definitely one of the better ones and actually looks pretty decent on round 50. A lot of the other ones are like, all right, I get a kill here and there, but the Haymaker's like, all right, how many kills you want? Got it, I'm gonna get it done. The next shotgun is going to be the Argus, and I'm not gonna lie, I am just definitely not a fan of the Argus. In my opinion, it's just way too slow. Yes, it does do a decent amount of damage. It's pretty powerful and shouldn't look anything like Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2, which should definitely stand out, but it's just so slow that I can't really ever get it to work. Compared to like the KRM, Brecci, or the Haymaker, this thing really does, in my opinion, not reach their levels. Once you upgrade the Argus, you're going to get that damage increase, but it does stay a lever action with that slow fire rate. You do get a major magazine increase, it almost triples, and an overall ammo increase, but it's just way too slow, and once it starts to become a 2-shot, that's when I would just not even bother with it. It is a very, very accurate gun, and if you can go for headshots on round 50, it'll still get a lot of kills. It's just going to take you a while. Now, I know I was kind of like praising the KSG, but that's in Black Ops 2, when not all the shotguns actually did things on high rounds. In Black Ops 3, you have the Haymaker and the Brecci doing really, really good, and then you have the Argus. I think the Argus is a very solid early round choice, but once you get to the mid-levels, that's when I would drop it off and go for one of the other shotguns. Now, the last shotgun, I guess if you could call it this, I'm going to count it because the game counts it, is going to be the Banshee. Now, this is technically an energy weapon, but I guess it's still a shotgun. I'm not sure how the future works with energy weapons, but it's a shotgun. And this doesn't even like compare to the other one. This thing is leagues ahead of all the other weapons that we've seen so far. It should be in a class of its own. The Banshee is only available from the mystery box on Revelations, and once you upgrade it to the Slachtin of the Kalich, that is not how you pronounce that whatsoever, you're going to get a major ammo increase, a fire rate increase, a magazine increase, an overall ammo increase. Everything about this thing goes immediately up, and it is a one-shot to the face on round 50. And it just doesn't hurt one zombie. That orb penetrates a couple other zombies behind it, so you're not just injuring one, you're injuring multiple. So you can only imagine how many kills you can get with this thing on higher rounds. A lot of the other shotguns we've seen in this video, it takes about 5 or 6 to kill one. This thing is a one-shot, one kill. Maybe once you start like hoarding them up and injuring more and more, you could take out a couple per one shot. Probably the coolest part about the Banshee is that you can do trick shots with it. You can shoot like the orb off the ground and like ricochet it into a zombie's face. So you could be doing all sorts of fun and cool activities with it. This thing is so good that it has a I'm bored, let me dick around and still kill zombie setting. But, the Banshee does have a downside. It is very effective against zombies, but when it comes to bosses, I have found that is not as good. If I had to go up against like a Margwa or a Panzer, I would much rather have the Haymaker, the Brecci, the KRM than the Banshee. But if I'm going up against zombies, Banshee all day, every day. It's one-shotting zombies on round 50. There's not too many weapons in the entirety of zombies that can say that. Black Ops 4 tried to re-innovate zombies. They introduced a lot of new mechanics. Well, for weapons, they brought back attachments and introduced operator mods. And you also have to pack a punch multiple times if you want to get the full effect. And also for the zombie side, these zombies do have a health cap, so once you reach a certain round, their health will stop increasing. So if a weapon can do good on round 50, then you can bet your ass it's going to do good pretty much whenever. So the first weapon we're going to be talking about is going to be the MOG 12, and I think this is probably one of the best all-around weapons in Black Ops 4. You can spawn in with it, you can get it from the mystery box, you can buy it off the wall, whatever you need, it's going to fit that bill. And once you upgrade it to the OMG right hook, it just becomes even better. It's only going to take a couple shots on higher rounds to take out a zombie. It's very effective against boss zombies, and with its operator mod that has Dragon's Breath, which inflicts more damage, the MOG 12 is a fantastic shotgun. And for Black Ops 4, it is definitely one of my favorites. This and the Strife are usually my go-to weapons that I spawn in the game with. I just really hate that I have to pack punch this thing like 50 times before I actually get it to be its, best version of itself. The next one is going to be a mystery box weapon called the SG-12, or when upgraded to the Breccius Rebornus. And this is a straight power shotgun. You talking about dealing out a punch, the Brecci's son can definitely do it. In case you couldn't tell by the name, this is kind of like the Brecci from Black Ops 3. It's not the fastest gun, but it definitely makes up for it in the amount of damage it throws into those poor zombies' faces. Ammo-wise, I feel like it could do a little bit better, but I mean, hey, with it only taking like a couple shots, if that, to take out a zombie on round 50, I'm fine with that. As we get into these later games, ammo and weapons doesn't really become that much of a concern anymore, and Black Ops 4 might have been kind of the tipping point for that. The next shotgun we have is kind of the complete opposite of the SG-12, and that is the Rampage, or when upgraded to the Surgical Havoc. The Rampage, instead of being really slow and having a lot of damage, it's really fast and doesn't do as much damage. It's kind of like literally the exact opposite of the SG-12. And just think of it as like the Spaz from Black Ops 1. Think of it like that in this game. And what I like about it is because it's fast, they're like, hey, let's give it a lot of ammo. And it carries some of the highest ammo numbers we've seen in all of the shotguns so far. Carrying over 200 shells, that's pretty damn good. And you're going to need it because this thing's fire rate is insane. And of course, like all the other shotguns we've seen on round 50, it's actually going to be pretty good. I don't think it's for me though. I think so far the MOG 12 has definitely been my favorite. I mean, they're all good, but I don't know, there's something about that Dragon's Breath, man. It's awesome. The next shotgun is going to be a Black Ops 3 bring back, and that is going to be the Argus. And I'm pretty sure the Argus in this game is a one-shot to the face. It is only a mystery box weapon, so you can't like spawn in with it or anything. But it's insanely powerful. Like, I was one-shotting some zombies in the faces, and if you can get that aim just right, it's a literal one-shot. I don't know what else to say. They made it so much better. The only complaint that I would have is the amount of ammo that it holds. I mean, it is very, very powerful and it is very, very slow, so you're not going to run through ammo extremely quick. But it would have been nice to have just a teeny weeny bit more. But I mean, hey, I'll take the ammo if it means I can like 1 or 2 shot zombies on round 50. I'll gladly deal with that. In my opinion, in Black Ops 4, they really did a good job with the Argus, and I applaud them for that. Now, the last shotgun we have for Black Ops 4 is probably going to be my favorite. The M1897 Trebuchet, or when upgraded to the M9 TKG Homewrecker. And I love weapons like this. I love weapons with like unique gimmicks because once you upgrade it, it becomes like the war machine. Instead of shooting shells and everything, you shoot grenades. It becomes a pump action grenade launcher, which is awesome. Now, you can't ADS really or anything like that, but you don't need to. You're shooting grenades all over the place. And these grenades, they're not like the war machine from Black Ops 2. They're not like some bitch-made grenades. They're extremely powerful. The aiming with this can be a little tricky to get used to, but once you get it down and once you can get those grenades to really hit right in those zombies' faces, I think you might be able to get the most amount of kills with this gun out of all the shotguns in Black Ops 4. Because if you get them all hoarded up and you just start lobbing grenades for days into their faces, they're all just going to go poof. They're all just going to disappear. And I just love weapons like this. I love when you upgrade something and it gets a unique little gimmick. I'm just like a huge fan of that, and I wish they would do that with more weapons. Like, I love weapons that are shit, but when you upgrade them, they become good in a very unique way, and this is definitely one of them. And I think out of all the shotguns, this and the MOG might definitely be my favorite. And also, one cool thing about the grenade trench gun launcher, it's pretty good against boss zombies, especially the armored guys. You just land a couple right in their stupid little faces and you don't have to worry about them anymore. But to be fair, like almost every shotgun in this game is pretty good against bosses. So there's that. But let me have my moment. I love my trench gun grenade launcher. Cold War Zombies is a little different because now every gun is good. Ammo is virtually not a concern whatsoever. There are a million different factors affecting your gun. It's just quite different from what we've seen so far. Not only do you have Pack-a-Punch a million times, you also have the gun's rarity. You have a lot of perks that affect you in a million different ways. And really, there's a lot of other things you're probably going to be using to kill zombies besides your weapon, so Cold War really changed it up. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just stating it. The first shotgun we're going to be taking a look at is going to be the Hauer 77, or when upgraded to the Orion 777. This is a pump action shotgun, and it can put out a pretty impressive amount of damage. Depending on how you set this gun up, you can pretty much make it to however you want. There's a million different attachments for this thing. There's a million different blueprints for how you want this gun to be set up, but I was pretty impressed with what it was able to do. For a pump action shotgun, it's not too bad. I don't think I would ever really take it to high rounds ever again. It's definitely not for me, but it still can put out a lot of damage and take out a large number of zombies. And like I said, ammo is not even a concern in this game, so just go with what you feel. The Spaz 12 also makes yet another appearance, but this time it is called the Gallo SA-12, or an upgrade to the HNGMN. I am not sure how you would actually pronounce that or what it is. I actually really enjoyed this. Once you upgrade it, it becomes automatic, and you can just hold down that trigger and watch the zombies just disappear right in front of you. I wasn't really impressed with the range. It feels like you have to really be up close and personal, but I mean, hey, duh, it's a shotgun. So if you're kind of in like that medium to far range, you're gonna see a drastic drop in results. But if you are like right in that zombie's face, it is a solid shotgun that's gonna last you a very, very long time. Again, similar to the Hauer, this one isn't for me. I just really wasn't a fan of it. Something about the way it feels, the way it looks. There was just something about it. It just didn't scream out to me, so This one is also very, very good, but I would not take it to high rounds. Now, if you wanted those OG Modern Warfare 2 vibes, then the Street Sweeper is the shotgun for you. Once upgraded to the Road Rage, it's awesome. I like it. Very nice. Being extremely fast with not only the fire rate, but also the reload speed, pumping out a lot of damage and just destroying anything in its path. What's there not to like? If you want to relive the glory days of OG Modern Warfare 2, this is as close as you're going to get. No, not really. But you know what I mean. It was kind of nice seeing the Striker return. This actually wasn't in the game at launch. It was introduced with the Season 1 update. So if you only ever played like the game when it first released, you probably like, when did that get in there? But similar to a lot of other weapons, there's a million different ways you could play with this. You could add so many different attachments and blueprints and all that other stuff. So of course it's going to be good on high rounds. And out of all the shotguns, this is definitely one of my favorites. The last shotgun we got is the 410 Ironhide, or when upgraded to the Devil's Broadside. This one is my favorite because it's just fun to use. It's a shotgun, but it feels like I'm sniping zombies, and I just love it. It's a lever action shotgun that got introduced in Season 6, so if you really only played near the release date, you're probably like, I didn't even know that existed. I really like it. It does a lot of damage, especially if you go for headshots, and it's just really fun to use. Like, listen, it kind of gets a little boring going to high rounds because it's just so easy, and sometimes you need to throw in a gun like this that's just really fun to use. It's not like the greatest shotgun of all time, but it's still fun. You're not going to be taking out like multiple zombies really quick, but it definitely has the best range out of all the shotguns, and you can scope these zombies' faces from a pretty far distance. So out of all of them, I think this one is probably definitely the most fun to use, and they're all really good. I mean, it's Cold War. Everything in this game is good. Once you get set up and once you get all these perk upgrades and everything, and once you get the full gun to its final rarity and pack punched all the way, every gun has the opportunity to be really good, especially when you don't have to worry about ammo whatsoever. Now, the last game we have is going to be Vanguard Zombies. And for Vanguard Zombies, we got 4 different shotguns, and 3 of these things behave pretty much the exact same. Very similar to Cold War. There's a lot of different things that affect the gun, and once you kind of get the gun all the way there to its endpoint, it's going to be really good. The first gun is going to be the Einhorn Revolving, and once upgraded becomes the October Revolver. And this thing's fire rate just demolishes anything that's in front of it. You have a problem to your left, turn left, bam, real quick, pop up 20 shots because this thing is incredibly fast. The Einhorn Revolving just gets rid of any problem that you might have. The next one we have is the Gracie Auto, or when upgraded to the B115 Accelerator, and that's a little slap in the face. That was also the upgraded name from the Browning from World at War. Don't like that. Don't, disgrace a classic like that. But similar to the Revolving, once you upgrade this, it's an unstoppable force that destroys literally anything in your path. And the third shotgun we have is going to be the Double Barrel, or when upgraded to the Honest Abe. And out of all of them, this one might be the weakest of the bunch, but still it behaves very similar to the others. Really fast shotgun. You really can't see much because of the muzzle flash, so just know that whatever's on the other side of that fire is probably dead. Now, the last shotgun is going to be the Combat Shotgun, which is literally the trench gun from World War, and even has the same upgraded name once you upgrade it to the Gut Shot. Now, the other ones all kind of became like, ooh, look at us, we're really fast shotguns. And the trench gun also still has a pretty fast fire rate, but it still is a pump action. It's just like you're really fast at it. But in my opinion, my professional, high class opinion, I like the trench gun the best. It just feels right, There's something about it that just feels really good. But like I said previously, once you get the gun all the way to its finishing point, it's going to be really good regardless. Now, there's also a lot of weapons in Zombies that are like shotgun-esque, but I didn't know if I should include them in the official list, so I put them here in the extras category. The first one is the UG underbarrel attachment. So once you upgrade the UG in Black Ops 1, you get this shotgun attachment, and it's god-awful. It's awful on early rounds, so it's definitely not going to do anything on high rounds. It is one of the worst things ever. I do like that they added it on, and I wish it was actually really good, because the UG itself is pretty solid upgraded weapon. But the shotgun attachment is so useless that you don't even use it half the time because you just know it's not going to do anything but probably get you killed. In Black Ops 2, we have the Executioner. I wasn't sure if I should put this because it's technically a pistol, and I had it in the pistol video, but I can already see a lot of people getting mad that I didn't include it because it shoots shotgun shells. So here it is. It's one of the GOATs in Black Ops 2. If you want to know more about it, go watch the pistol video. We also had the Blundergat. I wasn't sure if I should include this either because it's a wonder weapon and it belongs in the wonder weapon category, but it's like a shotgun wonder weapon, so, you know, there's kind of a gray area there. But the Blundergat is a solid choice, especially for like those early high rounds, like the 40s and 50s. It can still get the job done on those rounds, so you really can't knock it down too much. Even though it is one of the weaker wonder weapons, it's still pretty good for higher rounds. And in Black Ops 3, very similar to the Executioner, we also have the Marshals. And again, very similar to the Executioner. Go watch the pistol video if you want to know more, but I wish they were in more maps because the dual-wield Marshals, one of the more fun weapons to use in zombies. I guess the last kind of thing I would have would be the Specialist from Black Ops 4. I mean, is this technically a shotgun? I don't know if you would count this as a shotgun or what this would be, but it's pretty baller. This is like my go-to Specialist. I love it. I love the shotgun sword combination. It's pretty awesome. But I think that's kind of everything shotgun-esque. If I did miss anything, please do let me know down there below in the comments. I'm just simply one man. I also didn't want to include anything from Modern Warfare 3 Zombies because it's round-based, it's its own different thing, it's completely separate. As much as they want to try to like tie it in, it's not zombies. That's its own different thing, and I didn't really want to include it in this video. So that is going to be the end of this video. Let me know down there below in the comments, what's your favorite shotgun out of them all? It's a pretty tough choice for me. I really don't know which one would be my favorite. Ooh, I might have to say the double barrel from World of War. That one is pretty freaking fun to use. I love running around with that thing in Doris. It's just so much fun. Or the HS-10 from Black Ops 1. That's a solid choice too. So let me know down there below in the comments what's your guys' favorite. And shout out to my Patreons. I bet my Patreons are more of like a Banshee kind of guy because that's how good they are. Thank you to Brian Hahn, Person, Dirty Dan, Fat Lucky Potato, Icy Storm, B-Rad the Man, Giovanni Diaz, Orge Burgos, Dr. Dopey, Mayall, G-Daddy Smackdown, Org, Mr. Ridgeway, and Henry Heiberg. If you would like to be a Patreon supporter, link is down there below in the description. They get videos early and are just better than everybody else. So there's that. I am now going to go. You may now leave. Go on, get out of here.